Okay, on this very last one here, the question, and I wrote down the pieces of data right here. Okay, so the heights of students in a class are shown below in inches. Make a data display that, and then we need to find out what percent of the students are taller than 62 inches. Okay, so I showed you this, and I decided this time, we could do a frequency table, but I'm gonna do a dot plot again. So based on this data, I'm gonna stick my line right down here below. Okay, and I can see my bottom is 61, and then my top, oh no, I'm sorry. My bottom number is 57, hello, and then my top number is 65, it looks like. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with, let me just make sure, 57 is my lowest, looks like it. I'm just gonna start there, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. Okay, and one thing I did when I wrote these down, I counted out how many I have. And I think a good rule of thumb when you have these lists, whether you're finding this percentage, but a lot of times when you're doing like mean, median, and mode, is write out the data points and count them so you know how many you actually have. Because I think when we see it in a list, especially on the computer, sometimes we don't count correctly. But if we have to write them all down and then check, we get the right amount. So there are 14 pieces of data. So that's good to know, especially since I'm going to be doing a percentage question. I need to know what the total number is. Okay? All right, so looking at my data, let's see. I'm going to go just right along here, 57. I have 157. Okay? 58. 1, 2. I have 2. 1, 2. 59. Probably I should start up here. 1. Just 1. Okay, 60. 1. Just 160. 61. Let's see, I don't have any up here. 1. Okay, 62. 1. Lots of ones. 63. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. 64. I'm going to start right here because there is one. 64. Come back right here. There's 2. 65. There's 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So this this data is spread out pretty cleanly across the whole thing. Average-wise would be very interesting, probably somewhere in the middle here, right? And mode would be really easy to see. 63 would be our mode. Our median as well is going to be somewhere right there in the middle, but because of there's a few more on this side than there are on this side, it could lead more over here to 62. We're not really asking that question, but it's good to pay attention to those things. Once I've learned something, I should apply it. It's using my number sense. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. Oh, and one thing I'm going to make sure I have all my 14 data points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, I've got all 14. Okay, going back to the question. The question was, what percent of the students are taller than 62? So more than 62 inches. Okay, so let's work that out. I can move that up to there, and you can see that it is going to be out of 14, right? We know our total number is 14. And then how many of them are, again, let's look, percent of students are taller than 62. So I don't count 62. It's not 62 and taller. It is taller than 62. So let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them are taller than 62. And because I know my number families so well, I know that 7 is half of 14, and half of anything is 50%. So I don't even have to do anything there, but just use my number sense. 7 is half of 14, so 50% are taller than 62. Awesome.